today. Make me feel better. Um, so why did I break up? Well, she wasn't like a bad person. I think, you know, bad people don't, they exist, but it's like, a result of their circumstances. So she wasn't like bad, but I've been with her for a year and a half-ish, and I realized that there's someone out there that could love her more than I love her, and she deserves that. Deep down, I always had this, realization that I can't like see a future with her. Was like, hard to accept. I think for at least 6 months out of my year and a half relationship, I was denying that fact, and I'm sorry. Like, that's something I did wrong. It's like once you realize it, you shouldn't really live in denial, but sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you can't help it. I did enjoy every experience I had with her. I think she was great. I did learn a lot about myself. So, I wanted to thank her for that. She didn't really do too much wrong. Obviously, when you're in a first relationship, you do stuff wrong. Stuff like invalidating feelings, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's whatever. Yeah, the the biggest help for me when I broke up with her was realizing that someone else could love her more than I could love her. And she deserves that someone else. So, if you ever think that there's someone who can enjoy your person, your spouse more than you, or just not necessarily enjoy but love them more, and you're still with them, I think that's like doing them kind of a disservice. If you guys are like married, obviously you should try everything, you know what I mean? Divorce is like the last thing you want to do, especially if you have kids. Um, but if there's some, if they can love someone, if there's someone out there that can love the person that you love more than you, I feel like it's kind of a disservice by staying with them, right? I uh I created a little analogy what kind of happened. Imagine, you know, everyone has a personality, right? And everyone's personality is a culmination of like colors, right? So it's like everyone has like base colors, right? Everyone has like three primary colors of like, yellow, magenta, and cyan, right? Those are the three primary colors. But some people, and you can like make colors with those colors, but like you can't make every color. Every person has like a variation of those primary colors, not the primary colors themselves. So if you want to be with someone and they don't have like a specific color that you want, maybe you can't be with them, you know what I mean? She just didn't really have, a necessary color that I was looking for, and I don't think she could have made one. Well, I knew she couldn't, at least for, the time that I spent with her. Obviously people can change, but the types of colors I was looking for didn't really exist. And, that's okay. Not everyone's built for everyone. I'm glad that she gave me the experiences I had. Um, but yeah, it's just kind of sucks. It sucks a lot for her because she actually saw a future with me. I felt like I was her dream person. And I guess she wasn't the dream person for me. And if she's not the dream person for me, I'm not the dream person for her. You know, it has to kind of go both ways. A little bit of a summary is like what I said is, well, everyone has like a collage of colors, and everyone has like three primary colors, but some primary color, like it's a variation, right? You can have a little bit of a dirty yellow, and when you're looking for someone, you're looking for, you know, some certain types of colors. So for a mom, it might be like magenta. You might be looking for like a magenta. For a friend, maybe like a light green, you know what I mean? And if you have a partner, you should be looking for, you know, the most amount of colors. Um, you know, because they're your partner. You have to, you have to, you know, hold them to a standard for you, I guess. So you're like, hey, I want a little like light green, navy blue. I want a little of, you know, a bit more, a bit more. And if they don't have that, then they don't have that. Getting like over a breakup is probably like one of the hardest things. I think breaking up with her was really hard too. I mean, that shit was hard as fuck because it's like it's hard. It's like it's easy to break up with someone when they're like a complete, you know, like douchebag and they don't really care about you and you're like, I deserve more than this. But it's hard when it's you're I want to be with you, but I can't find myself to see a future with you, and because of that, you deserve someone better than me. You know what I mean? Like that's tough. That's tough. I used to wrestle for like 4 years. Quit because you know, mental health issues. And um my coach always said like after he quoted a guy that said, you know, after wrestling life's easy. My coach quoted that and then he said that's wrong. Life is so much harder than wrestling. And through the experiences that I went through with, you know, breaking up with like my first girlfriend, you know, who knows what it's gonna be like, you know, later on the road, but just my first girlfriend, that was so much harder than any wrestling practice I ever had, you know? So, he was right. He was right. Life is so much harder than any wrestling practice. I threw up a bunch, but just sitting her down and be like, hey, I'm sorry I can't see a future with you. You know, we should probably break up. That's tough to go through. That is real tough to go through. Um, but you know, it's what had to be done. Any more I stayed with her, like any more I stayed with her was kind of a disservice to her. She needs to find someone better for her that can love her like basically as much as I did, but also see a future with her. And you know, it's really hard to like. I feel like I should like just block her for herself, like for her, for kindness. I should block her because it's really hard when she's like texting me and it's like like I was supposed to be like I'm the one that was there for her the whole time. You know what I mean? And I can see she's like in a lot of pain right now. Um, because she feels like she doesn't have, you know, too many people to lean on because I was her like main person that she leaned on, but you know, she can't lean on me anymore. So I feel like it's probably the right thing for me to block her, but I don't know. I might not have it in myself to do that. Um, I wonder if I should though. I wonder if I should. I think she was like almost everything I wanted. And it's just like, oh my goodness, it's so hard. So hard. Two, three. One, one, two. I'm creating Minecraft videos. One like this to just, help me understand my thoughts. What I went through. So that, maybe maybe it'll help one of you guys, but it's mainly for me. I'm not expecting this to get like any views or whatever, but it's just mainly for me to put it out there, show that like you know, maybe to my grandkids like I existed. This was a part of my life. This is what I've done. To get over a breakup is really hard. It's definitely harder on her, but I'd say like the biggest thing is like you just gotta distract yourself as much as possible. And with that, you gotta like prevent all these interactions you have. So it's like if they have like a bunch of gifts or a bunch of things that remind you of them in your room, like you gotta put that away. Like you just have to. Um, yeah, that's definitely like a big thing. It's just if there's a lot of things that remind you of them, you just I had to stuff them all away in a corner, and like yeah, it's still there, but it's like there's less things that remind me of her that I encounter on a daily basis. And, you know, that's pretty it's the small things. It's the small things. It's getting to day number 2. It's taking it a day at a time, not texting them back. I think that's also pretty big. I think texting them is gonna help you too much, so don't text them back. Uh, Maybe try to bring closure. I had like one final date with her. I think it was alright. Um, but I wrote a letter. I explained my thoughts, and I think that's what I mean. It's just like speaking to random people about it helps a bunch. Speaking to friends and family definitely helps. So if you're going through a breakup, just talk to like as many people as possible, and like um put all your stuff away that reminds you of them. Just put it in a corner. Just for now, at least. Don't like delete photos, but like I hid all my photos. You know what I mean? You don't want to really do any permanent things because it's a feeling. It's a sucky feeling, but you don't want to do any permanent feelings that you might regret later in life. So I just hid all the photos I had of her. I think if you're going through a breakup, you know, it's probably one of the it's not the worst, but it's kind of up there, I'd say, especially if you really loved her. Especially if like you haven't been through a lot, like I haven't like seen really a loved one die or anything. So, I mean, obviously like grieving the child, like the death of your child is probably like the worst feeling you could ever have. Um, but like a breakup is just like there's this really important person in your life, and now they're kind of gone. So it's not the death of a child, but in the sense of, you know, a deeply loved one is now gone. It's it's still pretty bad. I think most people can agree on that. It's still pretty bad. It's still pretty sucky. But, if you're going through the same situation that I'm going through, you'll make it out of it. I think, many people have gone through the same thing, and many people, almost all of them, have survived it. Like, it's not like it's impossible to get, you know, through it. It's just, yeah, it's kind of sucky, but you'll do it. Kind of thing. This is where I'm gonna end this episode and like start the editing. Even if I don't know if I will edit, but I just want to create something a little bit. Show my experiences for like my grandkids. I don't know. I don't know. Let me just do some off-camera mining. Let's get some, some iron. Smelled it. Yeah, this is just a way for me to express my feelings, express my thoughts. Um, yeah, yeah. I think it's probably one of the healthy ways to do it. Create my first YouTube video on a channel that I just created because I don't want anything to be traced back to, my real identity. Actually, I don't know if I really care anymore. What are y'all gonna do? Dox me? Find out my family? I'll mess them all up. It'd be kind of funny. Please don't do that. But it kind of would be funny. Type 2 fun-ish. Create memories. Isn't that what life's all about, kind of? In a sense. Alright, well, I think this is where I'm gonna end it off. Start editing. 30 iron, oh my goodness, I'm locked. Alright. See you guys.